So, how we doing today? Hope everyone's just doing all right. Had a great start to their week. Doing awesome, awesome. Great eclipse as well. Was a beautiful experience. All right, so let's get straight into it. Start off top down as we always do, right? As I stated for the guys that were there during the weekly outlook, which I decided not to post that one on YouTube since I'll be doing a midweek analysis. Usually I would do the opposite. I wouldn't post the outlook and would post a weekly analysis, but I want it to be I want my YouTube to reflect purely what I do and what I do on Sundays guesswork if I'm starting to trade on Wednesday. So now that we have more information, what do I see? Well, very clearly, right now, we haven't moved much, right? If we look at this range, right, this is 240 handle weekly range at the moment. We haven't moved much. We're currently still trading within the daily inverted fair value gap. This is what I would call trapped order flow. So it's a great opportunity to share just very simple logic. So I'll use that opportunity right now. If you see this fair value gap right here, you would expect a move from internal to external as we have, and then retracement to this order block, and you would expect price to continue lower. If we were in a bearish trend, right, you would expect price to go from internal to external. But we dove all the way down here, inducing this low, even this far away. This is still inducement to me. Instead of going to target this higher time frame ERL, which just disappeared from me. So let me just mark this out as ERL. And I'll just put it a little lighter. I'm messing around with my colors a lot, as you can probably tell right now. I'm going in that gray and black phase. I'm messing around with colors as I usually am. Let me just mark that out. Fix my layout. Awesome. So you would have expected price to head towards that external, which it didn't. So now, what do we look for? Well, now we're going to have high impact news drivers, right? Coming in tomorrow, we're going to have CPI. But CPI with a news week like this, if we look at open low, we've opened low and expanded higher now. So in terms of power of 3, you would anticipate higher prices, but we haven't had a clear manipulation yet. And especially on the news where you expect the weekly expansion to be from Wednesday to Friday, then you would expect a manipulation and a Wednesday reversal. So how could we see the Wednesday reversal? Same idea as I had before, right? I'm looking for SMT at these highs. So let's just put that right. So I'm looking for the same SMT at these highs. We can tell that they're actually right now pretty much is the same strength. If we use this similar level on both, both have traded into it, none have closed above. This is just, I'm just looking at the top wick of this candle. So basically for tomorrow, I'm looking for one of two things, right? Because we are clearly range bound, right? We took out the high of our range, but failed to reach the low of our range, right? Where we're currently trading within a range. Synonym of that would be consolidation, right? Let's just say I mark it out just to make it a little clearer for you guys, right? This is consolidation. This is also pretty straightforward up to now. Let me just find an actual color for it. Let's just mark that out like this. All right, so we're doing what? We're preparing for a move. That's what we've been doing right here. This is also consolidation. We've consolidated, expanded higher. This is a little different, but we're still trading within a range, right? We're failing to push lower to go target that liquidity, which is where we could look for a stop, right? I'm not looking at this order block and saying, look, we respected this order block, trend continuation. No. This low resistance liquidity, as I've been saying for 3 weeks, is my objective. Is there a little bit of am I a little biased there? Maybe, right? This is too clean. I love these levels and I'm looking for us to run through them. But before we can do so, we need to put up a high. And us trading above this high without SMT would deny all those ideas and just mean that we are still consolidating, right? Because if we are to have a true move higher, I want to see us take out the low of the consolidation, even if that is through SMT. So even if ES takes out this low while NASDAQ is stronger or vice versa, to me that the low of that consolidation is taken out. We do not reverse out of consolidation, meaning if I want us to go lower, I needed an expansion first, taking out liquidity, which we got. So my bias is still we're going to expand lower and go target these lows. But even if we want to go higher and it to be a true move, so if we expand past this high without SMT, meaning that we'll then be targeting these highs, it would not be a true move. It would be a manipulation. Why? Because I need to take out this liquidity before I keep moving forward. That's what I'm looking for. And this, with this beautiful wick rejection, right, I'm looking for a sweep over there. So this is definitely not the most probable outcome. The most probable outcome is we're going to have a nice Judas swing tomorrow morning, or possibly during London, with NASDAQ or ES, whichever one it is at that specific moment. One taking out the high, the other one stopping around CE of this wick. So just to give a little example, I'm not anticipating that ES will be the weaker asset. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. But it would possibly make more sense that ES would be, since NASDAQ is very much so trapped in this range. We've had some nice price action right now for the beginning of the week, but I'm going to be looking for this. If we have not yet done this by tomorrow morning, right? If we're near these specific levels, that's what I'm going to be looking for. If we've consolidated for the most of the night and we're coming up on, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be looking for a retracement into Monday's range, which is what? An order block. So I'm going to, well, we can't really see much with, by the way, those power of 3 is my weekly candle being formed. I love having that on my chart at all times. It just helps me always, it helps always remind myself that the market moves because of power of 3 and nothing else. So I have it on my chart. I see open low. We could retrace to that order block and continue pushing higher. As I said, I don't want to see this invalidated because I'm expecting lower prices, but tomorrow will tell me everything I need to know, right? We'll go more in depth in a second with some lower time frame order flow, but those are the two things I'm going to be looking out for tomorrow, those specific levels. And again, as it is always, SMT confirms ideas. So if there's no SMT, there's no idea. Look at a 1 hour chart. The only thing that basically makes my idea, the only reason why I would consider a long, as I stated, right? That is not going to work. Give me a second here. As I said, I'm messing around with my colors and such. Maybe I should have waited a little bit before doing that. So this is on the 5th of April. So it is this fair value gap right here. Let's try to extend that, right? Make our life easy. So we retraced to discount internal range liquidity, right? Let's say I draw the range we were in a little clearer right here. We've been trading within that range. We expanded lower, taking out liquidity. I'm in a 4 hour chart, sorry. Taking out liquidity into a discount PD array, which I guess I managed to mess up twice. There we go, into a discount PD array. And now we expanded higher. If we displace above this high, that's where I'm going to be possibly more looking for a long towards this low resistance liquidity, this buy side right here, more so than a short. So I'll be looking for a long first before looking for a short afterwards, right? It's all about what is the most probable outcome for now. So yeah, I could speak long term. That's why I don't spend a lot of time in my monthly chart. I do use monthly levels. I do understand the monthly levels, but I don't spend a lot of time in them because they don't help me much for what am I going to be doing today, except if we're on a large switch, right? Same thing on ES, by the way. This is the same low, if I'm not mistaken. Here, I'll just show you guys with this. So yeah, same swing low. Right here, we took out liquidity into our discount array. I don't know why it is reversed and it's pissing me off. There we go, into our discount array right here, and we're pushing higher. So our target overnight will be this high, of course, and how we interact with this high will tell me all I need to know. And I'm gonna need to see a little bit more than a close above. So what I'd like to actually see is a close through, forming a fair value gap, possibly during London. And then I could be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be targeting all of this low resistance liquidity where we had SMT with ES, and that could also be what forms my SMT, right? I'm always combining my ideas together. So I'll actually put this purple and put this on purple as well. So these highs are where we previously had SMT. So if NASDAQ takes out both these highs like this, but does not take out this high right here. So let me just add a line so you guys know what I'm talking about. So this is what NASDAQ does when I'm placing my line like that. Just see it as the same thing as if I say, okay, well, we're doing this move, right? If I place my line there, that's what I mean. So I would like to see NASDAQ do this on those levels while ES does this. Meaning what? I'd be looking for a turtle soup right here on ES. Right? I don't talk a lot about turtle soups because I feel like it's a word that is overused and oversold. Turtle soups are just a part of any market maker models trader's understanding, right? It's just you understand how the market moves, then who gives a fuck how you enter? You can enter at the fucking bottom tick, you can enter on a breaker, I don't care. It's all the same once you get to that level, right? And it's not the best example to have for a beginner's trader or a trader that is not yet profitable or not yet making a lot of money. What I'm telling one of my students right now is, you're making under 15 grand a month. I don't care. Don't even think about turtle soups. There's no point. You'll learn those once you get better. But yes, a very nice thing that we could see for CPI tomorrow if we don't see lower prices directly. So if we don't see a nice reaction off of this order block, possibly during London, would be a Judah swing up, have this SMT be present with these two, and then have a beautiful move towards the low resistance liquidity. And a day like tomorrow is a day where you could see easily a 3 to 400 handle range, especially with the aggressivity that we've seen yesterday and the range that we've had today. If I check really quickly, we had 250 handle range. Okay, well, I guess we'll see. I don't like making predictions about the range too much. I like predicting the move and allowing time to complete that move. But best case scenario for me would be a little move right here, go taking out these highs, and then a huge expansion lower, possibly going all the way to this low resistance liquidity right here. All right, if you look at NASDAQ, that move would be a little crazier. Oh, I was looking at ES showing 44 handle moves. Okay, so that's going to take a little more time to complete such a move. But right here, we would have this high get taken out. Or this high would not even need to be taken out. But in the best case scenario, we'll see this. And then a move lower to go target this. So that's like talking more about the weekly expansion. So the 3 remaining days in the week. But as I said, I'd prefer to see a nice little move, Judah swing down. Well, either a Judah swing down to go target these highs, or even better, SMT form at these highs. So no need to even go that far, right? What we just looked at in our 4-hour chart, no need to even go that far. We can just create SMT at these highs right here and then continue lower, take a short lower. Because yes, we've seen a big down close candle right here, but there was no displacement. So we're still range bound with consolidation. So now with both these ideas shared on NASDAQ and ES, I want us to dive into DXY a little, because this is what helps us confirm, well, add more, not strength, but you know how we only want to concentrate on high probability moves? Well, we need them to be in accordance with DXY to add more confluence to said moves. So just looking at DXY, again, on a daily chart, right? I'm not going too complicated. Took out liquidity into our liquidity void. This is stuff that if you've been with us for a little bit, this is stuff we predicted, we traded a few weeks ago, right? Beginning of March, so almost a month ago now. Times moves quick when you trade. But now we've taken the external range last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, April 2nd, Tuesday. We've taken the external range into our weekly, monthly, and daily fair value gap. So I just remember this one. It is also a monthly balanced price range. So this is a key area of inefficient price delivery. So looking at this, and then you have your weekly fair value gap right here, which is the same thing, is a key area where I'd like to see a market structure shift for DXY to continue lower. So that is the key area where I could be like, okay, well now I want to see a market structure shift. So as you see, I drawn out these two. So a displacement below this low to go target this monthly ERL. This is monthly, weekly, daily ERL. So I need to see, as I said, displacement. Do we have any displacement right now? And that's just looking at the recent daily candles. Yeah, we have displacement right here, showing that we're clearly bearish with a fair value gap. But what happens after, right? Wick rejection, and then we're going up, we're going down. DXY is currently range bound, and we've taken the low of that range and reacted higher. Up to where? Up to our order block right here. So I'm going to be looking for a continuation lower on DXY, which would say what about my NASDAQ and ES analysis? Well, okay, there's a higher chance, if I'm right about DXY, that we're going to be looking for higher prices, at least in the coming daily candle or two, for NASDAQ and ES. Okay, and now let me show you another idea. I'm looking at this wick from this order block right here. And as you can tell, right, we've clearly closed above consequent encroachment. We have not revisited this inverted fair value gap, but we've actually been trading inside this fair value gap right here, and we took out the liquidity. But this nice wick rejection could form a swing. If we see an open low high close, then basically meaning a bullish candle right here, we could see a nice push up, which would then probably invalidate these. I don't want to say invalidate our monthly fair value gap, but would definitely invalidate our daily fair value gap, inverse it, and then push higher. That is another option, if we can say it like that. But again, I like to point out all these different possibilities to you guys, because I see all of those, and you're going to see all of those when you're trading. You're going to see, oh, well, it could do this, it could do that, it could do that. Okay, well, which one is more probable? Well, what is more probable is that DXY continues lower, accelerates through this order block, and goes and targets this external range liquidity right here as an objective. And then what do we have on NASDAQ and ES? Well, that one would mean I would like to see a nice Judas swing down before going higher. Okay, up to when? Here. This is going to be my objective. And of course, seeing what London does is going to give us way more context and how is that move going to happen and everything like that, and might actually tell me that, hey, that move is wrong. Now here is what you should be thinking. But I'm not here to trade for you guys. I'm providing these to help out and to give you
insight into what I'm thinking, what a profitable trader is thinking on the daily. But you always have to verify those ideas with the information you have in front of your charts on the day you're going to be trading, right? If I don't have a nice Judas swing tomorrow at CPI open, I'm not taking a trade for probably the whole week, because if I don't have a nice move tomorrow, it's going to be range bound for the next 2 days. So hopefully we get some nice movement, and as explained here, those are the moves I'm going to be looking for. Right now I have a lot of lipstick on my charts, and I'm not going to repeat what I said in the beginning, right? This call will be available on YouTube later tonight if you want to rewatch it to get some ideas. But that's definitely what I'm going to be looking for.
And on that note, guys, do you have any questions for me, right? You guys can also raise your hands and jump on stage if you have a more specific question.